Alright guys, thanks for joining me for another video. The last video was very popular, and so let's see if we can do one similar. This one's going to be about the reclaimer though, instead of the vulture. Um, Obviously, a lot of people are doing this right now, so um, if you've already gotten into it and you can make about 15 million to get to the reclaimer, let me double check the price on the reclaimer. I think it's about 15 million. It is in game at least. Obviously, people can buy it outside the game, but yeah, it's 15,126,400. So it is expensive, but even myself, I kind of was going back and forth on whether or not I should buy it, and it definitely was a good investment. So it really is a good investment right now, currently. I don't know how long that'll stay, but at least it's a good investment. Now, if you just wanted to use the Vulture before and you want to get into a different situation and work on different things, that's understandable as well. But right now, it's definitely a good investment to get you to make money. So we're going to talk about making millions with the Reclaimer instead of just making the hundreds of thousands like we did with the Vulture. Now, for this one, you can do it solo, and that's what I'm going to be showing here. But obviously, it's better with a bit of a crew, but then you also have to cut the cost, right? So time value money. So when you first get in the seat, you do need to look to the left, hold F, and hit power on. That's going to allow you to power up the claw, and you'll see the arm deploying. If the arm isn't deploying like this here, just press M, like you would in the Vulture. From here, once that's done, you'll actually see there's two options here. The disintegration field is actually the second set. That's where we're going to allow us to collect the resources like you do in the Vulture. This fracturing hold is what we want, though. And you can see here what I get. I get about 50 or 60 meters away from the hammerhead. And so first thing, I guess, and I missed this, is you need to go into your contracts menu and you need to try to find, we're going back over the personal emissions again, so we're outside of yellow, and you want to try to find the, I've already accepted the hammerhead cleanup. That's going to be your best option to do this. Now there are other ones here. I'm letting it break down this, but there's a C2 and sometimes there's an A2 on these Hercules. And around yellow is what you're looking for. Now it's going to cost you 30K to do this, but you're going to make more in the materials. And we're going to take a look at that, because all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now you right click and you can see now I'm on the disintegration. And because I don't have a pilot, I can't do much around this like percentage, unfortunately. Ideally, this gets both, but as you see here, I can't get this top one. So I'm going to work on getting this one here, the body of the hammerhead. And then I'll reposition and get the head. I position where I was at just so I can try to get as many materials off of the body as much as possible. So hit F12 again to close my comm menu over there. So anyways, you want to get a hold of that hammerhead mission if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Don't worry about trying. You can invest a little bit of that 30K. Obviously, it's better to make the $250,000 on doing this mission instead of having to pay to get a vehicle, but in this case, doing the $250,000 to get a hold of this is going to be more ideal and lucrative because it's going to give you enough material. When you do this hammerhead, it actually should fill up your whole SCU worth of materials in your salvaging bay. Now you can see here, unlike the Vulture, this holds a lot more, holds 240 SCU. So this is where it becomes very lucrative because you have a lot of materials to grab. This is almost done, and then we'll grab the head as well. And I'll continue to talk through a couple things. Obviously, in the last last video, I didn't discuss about where I'm going. I'm going to do that this time. We're going to talk about Grim Hex a little bit. That's where I've been going. Now, be mindful that both this mission and going to Grim Hex is going to become more popular now that I've told everybody about this. I'm not being enough that a lot of people aren't going to necessarily see this right away. So it's not going to be popular at first, but if people catch on to this on how, which they already have for the mission itself, as far as going to Grim Hex, it's going to interfere with the commodity price setting. So if you do this, you may find that in this video, it's very easy for me, but when you go to do this at a later time, it may be not as feasible, because my understanding is if too many people are using it, you can't actually sell all your boxes to whatever location it is that's popular. I think right now a lot of people are going to Orison. Doing that with the Reclaimer is brutal because it takes so much juice to get. This is a big ship, right? So if I hit F4 and you can see the Reclaimer, that's a big boat. She's got a lot of junk in the trunk. So when it comes time to actually leaving the atmosphere of Orison, it's brutal. So I don't know if you saw the intro there. I was already at like 48 minutes. It's because I spent 10 minutes just getting out of Orison. And I was messing with stuff on my computer, so it took even longer. But it definitely takes a long time just to leave the atmosphere for the reclaimer, so it's not necessarily ideal. Also, you're limited with the reclaimer where you can start off at, because it just is what it is. They have to have a hangar bay that can take care of the ship. Now, we've got the materials in our bay. It's all 240. There's a couple things here. You're still trespassing. You see the trespassing up here? You can do a couple things. One is, I'm actually going to jump to Yella. Now, you can also stay here. I've had pretty good luck staying here. There's been only one time I had security vehicles show up, and that's just because I took the mission late and I didn't move. Another good option is, and security forces show up, and they actually did blow up my ship. It took them a long time. I actually was almost done with what I was doing before they got, because your shields and everything are pretty strong. So if you jump from here to Yella, you're jumping not just to Yella, but you're jumping from where you were to Yella, so it should be fairly safe against other players. Nowhere safe, right? Unless you actually go somewhere, but you at least no longer have the trespassing. So I'm going to use this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get to the salvaging bay and how to do some salvaging. And then I'm going to show you how I sell the Grim Hex, and that'll be pretty much it to wrap it up. So it's going to take a while again, but I hope it won't be a 24-minute video again. So with the Reclaimer, obviously, as you see, it's already pretty involved. It's a big ship. It might be the biggest ship they currently offer. And so it takes a while to get to each of the different sections and to get what you need to get done. Make sure you have your multi-tool. If you don't have your tool, you need to note this. You actually have to scrape to get enough materials. When you want to make this multi-tool and the beam attachment, I think you need to have both the scraping material as well as the fracking material that we've got. So obviously you'll have the fracking material because you're going to be doing a lot of fracking, but you need to scrape. So if you don't have your whole tool, make sure to do some scraping. Those two sections of actually scraping for the Reclaimer is going to be on the left or right side of the pilot room back there where I was at. If I remember, I'll point those out. But essentially, those are the seats where you actually would do scraping. And there's two scrapers, and it really takes, it's technically supposed to take two people. So when you get to your elevator, you want to go to the salvage processing. There's actually like two other bays. There's another salvaging area, and then there's a cargo bay. But really, you should just do about 3 hammerheads if you can. Now, as you see, I don't have the mission anymore. I'm actually going to hit F1, and I'm going to check the manager and see if I can get another mission. Now, again, everyone's doing this. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. This is the mission you do want to accept. Alternatively, if it's taken, again, take a look at one of the ones that have a cost associated with it. If you don't want to do that, then you're going to need to do the 80K missions that we talked about before. Now, this is your processor. You need to set the auto eject, and you need to set it to, you could set it to 60 boxes. I like to do 16. Obviously, this could be the better one. I'm doing this solo, so I like to offset them a little bit by giving the other one a little bit of time to unload. That way they'll stagger, right? So this one will come out like it is now, and then this one will come out later, so forth and so on, and it gives me time to kind of have a bit of a reprieve while I'm doing this, and it takes 16 seconds at least. I've noticed it's longer than that. For these to unload, and you just need your tractor beam, and you start storing them in your ship, right? So there's a couple sections where it locks into, but you're going to have to get creative because there's not that many sections that lock into it. What I like to do is I like to get a ship back here. I like to get a ship around this main section here and into, I'll show you a couple spots. Obviously, it'll look a little weird, but like here, for example, if you can put it between these bars. It's not going to lock in there, but it is going to be safe to put it on these sections here. You put some over on here, like a whole hammerhead will fit over here. It's the hammerhead that needs to go like in this middle section. Some of the other spots I like to put it is I like to put it next to the processing unit that isn't in the way. Ooh. And you need to watch out for these boxes, they'll legit kill you. So I had that happen once. Luckily, it was like a respawn bug, so it let me just spawn right away on my own ship. It let me get back up. I don't know what happened with that, but I was happy because I was really mad that I lost so much. But yeah, you can put some here, and you can stack them, of course, as well. But you need to be careful because you can see here, it has this, like, when you go back to the elevator and take a look, there's a salvaging hold, like, section above, like that walkway up there. You can go up there. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they have that. Really, it just gets in the way more than anything else because you can see it dips on these spots. I've tried also putting a box up there, but it doesn't quite fit. There's not quite enough room. Now, again, you can hold R to rotate these boxes, and I recommend doing that because actually there is a bay downstairs, and so there's this little, like, you can slip boxes down here. I like to put 3 or 4 down here. Not down here, but because they're not all going to fit, but I like to put like 2 next to each other. Let's see if I can do that here. Now that I'm recording it, right, it's going to be super hard, but bring it in, bring it in. So I like to put a couple boxes down here. Ideally, again, I can fit about 4 in there. All right, now this is the one I started with, so I need to, and it's just a process of not wasting too much time while you're moving boxes. And if it takes too much time to set one up, then put it somewhere else. And you have time, 16 seconds, of course, to kind of mess with moving another one in the meantime. But yeah, you just want to work quickly. Like I'm usually working quicker than this. I've usually got all these boxes laid out, but because I'm talking to myself, again, like a crazy person to make this video, it takes a little more mental, it's like texting and driving, right? Don't do it. All right, I'm not going to be able to get the other ones in here just because, again, I'm talking to myself and trying to focus on this at the same time. So yeah, just lock these in. Again, I'm kind of showing you where I like to put things, but I would only put them in a particular section at a time. I wouldn't spread them all out like this because this looks crazy. You need to do it in a way, I mean, you do it however you want, but the best system I found is putting all the boxes in one section at a time and then moving on to a different section, and then depending upon that. So like right now, what I would be doing is I would only be putting these boxes really like over here, because I like to focus on, and I work from back to front, because you don't want to block this. This is your elevator to get out of here. You can see up there, that's the other section where you can go up to the top ramp. Again, what you can do though is, what I find useful is if there's a little bit SCU left over, if you make like little boxes like 1s or 2s, I like to put them up there. They actually work out well. I'll probably have some SCUs left, and if I do, I'll show you how I do that. I just throw a couple boxes up there. The smaller boxes will go up there. It's these 16 obviously that they just won't fit up there. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, so I focus on filling up these sections. Actually, you know, I'll probably, and so you have to be careful. Like I said, if you're, especially these sections where they don't lock in, you could die. So again, just don't let these boxes hit you. Try to stay back. Mind the boxes. Don't mess with the boxes. The physics in here obviously is pretty good, but it can mess you up. So just be mindful of that. Again, you can stack the boxes. Do your best to stack them again as nicely as you can. Let's see. So I'm going to use. Okay, I've already used that spot. Also like to lay some. You can use the boxes to like. I would only do this with the blue like the boxes that are actually where I use the stairway usually, but I put some stuff there. Let's rotate this. I'm trying to rotate this. Usually you can slam it. I can do it quicker by slamming it against other boxes. But you can get a couple on the sides here. All right, I think I'm out. So yeah, so I'm going to do an 8er, and then on the other side I'll do a couple 2s, and the 2s I'll throw up there. You can see here we don't have that much SUs left. I've got 8 left in there. A little more than 8. I don't know why it won't let me do it. Did it let me do another 8? No, it only does 2s. Okay. Ooh. So I'm going to stack this one up as well. I'm trying to make it look like a little bit how it would look if I actually just did one section and didn't put these over here. Because again, ideally you can fit, you could fit 3 in here. That's what I usually do before I go back and sell. You don't want to wait out too long because you don't want to, like, the more you stack up, the more risk your ship is, right? So if something happens, I've had a couple things happen. So yeah, so put this box, just throw it up there, and it'll just stay up in the there like that. Those, if you want to do like a bunch of 2s, I guess, you know, you can get a little creative and throw a bunch of 2s up there. Where did my 8 go? Did that not come out? Oh, I think I walked over this and blocked it. So yeah, you can. Oh, I guess the 8 never came out. That's fine. We got a couple 2s. I'll continue to shove them up there in the little rafter storage because again, they work fine up there. And then I'll move some of these other boxes to make it look like how it would look if I only did one hammerhead. And we're going to go turn in at Grimhack. So I'm going to show you a little trick on. You don't land at Grimhack. Oh, you can. I think. Actually, I'm not sure if you can because again, this ship is so big. It's a bit of a challenge on where you can actually go. Again, mind your boxes. Don't like that, right? Like you want to be watching them, and if they're like getting swirly and look like a kid on sugar, then you need to grab them. Oh, that sounds terrible. But if they look like they're out of hand, like you need to manage these boxes. Even that one back there that's hopping around that I threw for the downstairs section is a little bit sus, but I don't want to over manage them, and that one can't hit any other boxes. So If you see a box like that that's hopping around a bunch, you probably need to move it. It's just easier than having to deal with the challenge of it coming down and hitting you. Okay, so you just want to line these up. Okay, I put all these boxes that I can up here. Here, use your scrolly wheel to either extend them or bring them closer to you. Okay, and we're pretty much out. Oh gosh, there's one SC box. Ideally, you want to use as much of this material as possible and manage it, because whatever you leave in the processing unit is not gonna, you're not gonna be selling that. So you have to you're gonna be stuck using it on another run. So yeah, so this is pretty much how it would look when I'm done with the, I mean, this one looks kind of terrible because again, I'm a little distracted. I would make this a little bit cleaner, but ideally I don't use this section here. I want to stack these up over on this side and then maybe even start stacking them lengthwise like this here in the middle. Again, I don't need to go back down that way. Also, I like to try to put 2 or 3 in this section here. That one's being a little weird, so I'm just not going to do that right now. All right, and that's it. You manage these boxes, you get all your SCUs printed, and then you're going to make your way back up to the habitation layer, habitation deck, sorry. This balcony is where I was talking about, where we stacked some of those little boxes, or threw a couple boxes up there. If they get rid of that in the future, that'd be great. There's a little feedback to the GIS or Star Citizen development team to make that adjustment. That would be ideal. That way we don't have to deal with those little boxes. You can also exit the ship from here, and I think you could probably load cargo from here. I don't know if I would trust it because the elevator is a little glitchy. You'll notice that when you have a reclaimer. Additionally, maybe you can work with somebody if you don't have a reclaimer to work for them for a few hours to try to make your money back. But we're going to sell this load. Again, I would do this 2 more times, ideally, maybe 3. Like sometimes I'll go for 4. I don't go more than 4, especially not without a team. Maybe if you had a team, you can do more. But again, it's just safer a bet to sell what you have and just kind of, instead of just staying out and getting stuff done. Plus, it frees up a little time for you to allow that mission for other people to do it, right? You do want to share. Those personal missions, it appears to be first come, first serve. So, all right, so now Grim Hex is actually around Yella, so that's why it's really convenient. I'm going to show you how I land at it because it's quite convenient. I'm actually not going to land. I'm going to land near. I'm going to be near it, and you'll find out. I'll show you where the admin center is because that's where you have to sell all your stuff. Okay, right over here is Grim Hex. You can see the little home plate thing, or for baseball. Anyone that knows baseball here in the United States, that's what the home plate looks like. So that's the little icon you're looking for. Obviously it's obstructed, so we're going to go around the planet here, and then there it is. Is that it? Yeah. So there's Grim Hex. So we're going to wait for this to load up. And I did upgrade my engine. You can look online at some of the different parts you can do, but I decided to upgrade this. Now, Grim Hex, I don't think there's actually a spot you can land this at, but even if you could, it may not be worthwhile. Oh, that sun is bright. Okay. I usually go above it. Let's do this. There we go. I just rotate the ship because that sun is way too bright. It's weird. Sometimes in this game, you either can't see something or you can see the sun just washes things out. So we're kind of at the camp where things are getting washed out. I mean, I guess that's realistic, right? Because you're going to go towards the sun sometimes. But yeah, we want to make our way towards Grim Hex. Definitely make good speed here, but be careful. You can see here with my vector, I'm going to hit that asteroid. So I'm going to give it some right. So that I'm watching out for what's going on here. And you can see here, there's actually some contacts because people are also parked outside of Grim Hex. I got a radar lock there. Somebody's probably trying to hit me. Again, that would be an interesting video if someone actually gets away with that, but I've yet to get hit at Grim Hex. It is going to be a spicy place. I'm holding X now to slow down because it is like a pirate zone, right? So if you want to go somewhere else like Orison or something, definitely do that. But it's unfortunately the best place to go to, and again, unfortunately, it's also where people go if they have crime stats and stuff because it accepts people of all walks of life. So if you're a criminal, criminals do come here. So just know that it's possible you're going to run into some challenges here, and those challenges being people that you don't want to run into. But yeah, I'm getting shot at, which is fun. So I'm just going to make my way into here. The shield, they can try that all day. Good luck, because this has got plenty of shields. So they're probably trying to steal my cargo, which is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and make my way in here. And where I usually go to land. And I'm in an armistice zone. So there's nothing they can do about it. They can, preferably suck it. Okay, so now I'm over the top of where I want to be. I'm radar locked. It's kind of whatever. Again, the shields will hold. I'm not worried about it because we're not going to be in there very long, and then I'm going to come right back out. You need to be mindful of what's going to happen if with your vehicle if someone else can get into it. So yeah, so I'm all done. There's a couple airlocks in the back. That's what I like to use to get out. So that's what we're going to do. Hopefully nobody kills me, but if we do, I mean, I'll have to reshoot this video, right? So, all right, let's just take this. There's a ladder in here too. Sometimes I like to take the ladder instead. But let's make our way to the airlocks. That's where I like to go. And then I'll show you where I go to go down there. This is a good example of, again, how spicy Grim Hex can be. This is the first time actually anyone's tried to mess with me. Usually, it's pretty easy in and out of here, and I don't have any problems. Okay, going back through here, right before the elevator here, you can see there's like the areas where you might want to go, but this is the airlock. I like to close the door behind me because I don't want anybody to mess with my ship. There's a little bit of a lag time too when you open this door where you can't really do anything else, so just be mindful of that. Alright, so let's close my door. Alright, that's it. Now we need to make our way to the ground. Right down here. So you see down here, this is actually Grim Hex. You can see other vehicles as well. These folks, I don't know. Sometimes people maybe log out here or something. I don't know, but there's quite a bit of folks here. So there's a couple entrances here. I like to go to just the main red entrance, which is like the main entry area. It's going to take you to the main section. I'll show you where the admin center is as well, and then I'll wrap this video up. And there's also a medical doorway that you can go to as well. I wonder if that's the guy that was shooting at me. Why don't you go ahead and hit the ground? Yeah, we're just going to race down here and turn in. The medical door is right over there. You can see it. This is going to be the door I like to go to because it'll take you to like the main area. Again, that person might be interested in messing with my ship, but we'll just get in here, do what we got to do, and then we'll leave. And no one will be the wiser. And then I also just jump out of here. So when you get ready to get in your ship, make sure you just get ready to jump. And then you just jump out of here before anybody has a chance to do anything else. So go through the main door here. You're gonna go to this middle section, and you want to call the elevator, and you want to go down to the main concourse because we're in the lobby right now. So make your way down to the main concourse, and then the admin center is really close by. We're going to be able to see what how much money we make in just one mission. So I already made $250,000 because we completed the mission. Now let's see how much extra we make. Now you want to go out this way. The other side you can't go out anyway. It's like don't go through there. Just go through the main area here and take a left. And you'll see at the top here it's going to say admin. So you're in the right spot if you see admin above it. Right around the corner here is going to be this door. This is the admin center itself. I don't think it doesn't say admin, but that's okay. You can see here this is where we want to be. And then you can click here and you can see here's the reclaimer. So even though I'm not landed, it still sees it. These little ones here are going to be the boxes of the smaller boxes. So we got 50,000 out of that, basically a little bit less. But by the time we have this, it'll be 50,000. Yeah. Another 5. And then these are the big ones. So you can see here, this will be about usually this one's about $1 million for me, but it's a third of $1 million. For this one, a little less than 30 million. Oh, actually a little more because it's 33. And then this one itself is $1 million. So we made a cool $1 million in just during this video. A little over, we made a fair amount. Now I would usually do 3 runs, or I would do 3 hammerheads before coming in. So that obviously is quite a bit more money, and that's a good way to go about making good money in the game. Now, if that guy, I'm going to go take a look and see if he's waiting by my ship. Hopefully he's not. If he is, good for him. I'm probably just going to die and then go claim a new one. I don't know. I'm just not in the mood for letting him take my ship for no reason. So also mix up the door on which ones you go into. So that way the different, there's 2 airlocks, and there's actually one on the top as well. I haven't tried that one, but there's a couple ways to get into the reclaimer. I would recommend trying those out. Additionally, you could leave out the other door, right? There was the medical door. You can go to the medical section. Get used to the center, because I think it's a good little off the grid, kind of off the beaten path way for people to do things and do work. So I would definitely get used to this little space center here, and that allows you. So all I do, okay, it didn't take me that time. I got hurt. That's fine. I'll have to heal myself later, and maybe the C8R. But you want to make it to the end here, and then just jump. And you see here, it lets you out in space. So that's probably the guy that was targeting people right there. So just let him. I mean, it's kind of whatever. It's his time to waste. So this guy might be around my ship right now. It might be the guy that was attacking me. So all I want to do is I'm going to look for an airlock. I'm not going to go to the close airlock. I'm actually going to go to the far one. So the ship has 2 airlocks, one on each side. Hopefully, maybe he's waiting for me on the other side. I can't tell if he's in there or not. Don't use the elevators. Don't use the elevator in the back. Use the airlocks. There's a guy flying around there too. But all you want to do is use an airlock that doesn't have anybody around it. So take a look around before you go in. Make sure there's nobody else there. If there is, I don't know. Again, you may need to respawn yourself and your ship or something. No harm, no foul. Now this did take a little over 20 minutes already. Gosh, so this definitely takes longer than the other mission, but it's super lucrative. Again, I try to do this about 3 times. It's just easier. Oh, am I dying from the door? Oh, I didn't quite make it in. Okay. But yeah, I can wrap up the video here. You just go back in the airlock, close the airlock behind you. Each of these doors come up. I like to put them back down. I don't know if it really matters that much. The ship's still mine now. And I'll be able to run back, go back through this way, and get back to your seat. And that about wraps it up. I kind of drug this out a little bit because after selling, I probably should have ended it. But that's just how I like to get back to the vehicle as well. Thank you all again for watching. And if you feel the need to join up, please do. I may go over some of the ships and stuff that I've actually bought with this money. It's a good way to make a good nest egg. I'm trying to get to 45 million right now so I can buy the whole sea because I kind of want to try out the space trucking. You can see here, I've bought quite a few ships at this point. You can see, like from my last video, how much money I had made. I made quite a bit. So I'm just under 40 million right now. Again, because of the way this mission works, you do 2 or 3 hammerheads and turn it in. It's closer to like 4, 5, 6 million. So it's pretty a good amount of money. The only problem again is the other people want this mission as well. So it's not going to be showing up all the time. That's just kind of the name of the game. So just spool up your engine because again, someone was shooting at us. So I don't want to mess with that. So look for a good spot to go to. I can maybe go to this comm array. Oh, it's obstructed. All right, so I may have to fly out a bit here, but again, thank you all for watching. I'll make my way away from these pirates, and yeah, let me know if y'all have any questions. Please leave a comment below if you do, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, see ya.